Combining like terms and distributive property, lesson pre-8. Example number 4, simplify. Now for these problems, there are now 2 steps. In other words, for these problems, we're going to take the distributive property and the combining like terms and put them into one problem. And you follow your order of operations to do this. The distributive property is multiplication. Combining like terms is addition and subtraction. That is why you do the distributive property first, then combine like terms. So again, we're going to do the distributive property first, then combine like terms. All right. So you want to look for those parentheses to know if you need to do the distributive property first. So for example 4a, I'm going to take 3 times x to get 3x, and 3 times 7 to get 21. Then for this here, I just bring it down. So I bring down the plus 4x. And now I'm ready to combine like terms. So I'm going to box my x term there. And, well, there you go. My x term there. They are like terms. And I'm going to put a squiggly line under my constant term. So 3x plus 4x would give me 7x. And there's nothing to combine with the 21, so I bring down the plus 21. So again, I did the distributive property first because following your order of operations, multiplication comes first. And then I combine like terms, which is addition and subtraction. All right, for B, same thing. I'm going to start with my distributive property. When I multiply by -1, it means I'm changing the signs. So my positive 3x would become negative 3x. My negative 8y, because I'm multiplying -1 times negative 8, that would give me positive 8. And then there's nothing to do with this, so I just bring it down. I'm going to box my extra. I like to use the box and the squiggly lines the most. I don't really care how what symbols you use or what shapes you use. So I boxed my x terms and I underlined my constant term. So I'm going to start with my x terms. Negative 3x plus 12, or in other words 12 minus 3 would give me 9x. And then there's nothing to combine with this constant term, so I just bring down the plus 8. Take a moment, make sure you have all of that written down. All right. Example 4 is continued on the next page. Again, we're doing the distributive property first, then combining like terms. So 5 times 3x would give me 15x. 5 times 2 is 10. Now this time, I'm bringing down both of these terms. So I'm going to bring down minus 2x and minus 10. Box my x terms. Oh my. I'll get it here eventually. And I'm going to put squiggly lines under my constant terms. All right, start with my variables. So 15x minus 2x, that would be 13x. And I have a positive 10 and a negative 10. Well, 10 minus 10 is 0. In other words, my constant terms cancel out. So I'm just going to put lines through them like that. And my final answer for example 4C is just 13x. If at any point you need to pause the video to get something written down, please do that. All right, example D. Again, I start with the distributive property. Negative 4 times 2x would give me negative 8x. Negative 4 times, and that's a negative 7 there. Two negatives would give me positive 28. And then there's nothing to do with this, so I just bring it down. So I'm going to bring down plus 15x minus 8. Box my x terms. Put squiggly lines under my constant terms. All right, negative 8 plus 15, or 15 minus 8, would give me 7x. And then 28 minus 8 would give me 20. And because that's a positive 20, I put plus 20. And that is it for example 4D. Make sure you have everything written down. If you have any questions at all for any of the 4 problems in example 4, please do not hesitate to ask.